And listen, yo, check this out, yo. I see something in the sky, yo. I'm telling you. Hold on. Yo, check this out. No BS, man. This is right here in the middle of the road. Like, I'm driving down the road here. Look, this is my car right here. No BS, yo. No BS. This thing is in the road, in the sky right there, in front of me. I'm on the road going to Somerville, like this thing turning. What the fuck is going on? Yo, it's a pyramid. No bullshit. A car coming down the road. Hold on. A car looking too. Hold on. The car probably see it too. No BS, yo. That thing is in the sky. Look, y'all. I want to know if the car see it. Put on my blinker lights. Is this thing turning? Listen, I'm telling y'all. I'm in my car now. I got on my blinking lights. I want to know if that car see it. Or that car probably don't know what's going on. This thing is right there. Am I tripping and I'm the only one seeing this thing? Hold on. I got my blinkers on. Hold on. Listen, am I the only one seeing this thing? Hold on. Look. This thing is in the sky just sitting there turning. That's a pyramid. Listen, y'all can't see it like I can see it. It look like a pyramid. For real. Let me zoom in. Oh, shit. I gotta zoom. This thing, do it look like it turning, y'all? Hold on. I'm tripping. Yo. That thing is, hold on, how could I zoom in? Let's see what it is. Yo, that's an object. That's something, yo. No BS. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That shit red. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yo, what the fuck? That shit, that shit cut off.
Bring it close. Okay, I'm gonna put this camcorder down.
Hey, it's Matt driving the boat home after a rough day out in the ocean.
They're being surrounded by friggin' UFOs or the Coast Guard. I want us in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lights we see there. They've been coming on. They were 7 lights.
My goal is to help with this disclosure of who they are, why they're here. That to me is more important than how they got here. And any razzmatazz about their craft and how they fly, I don't care about that. They're here. And so why? What lessons do you have for us? And I believe it's exactly what people have seen in the narrative, that they're here because they're concerned about our stewardship of the planet. We're doing a terrible job of being stewards of the planet, which we share with them, and they've been here perhaps longer than we have, and perhaps we are their children, and they look at us like children, like the parent looking at the children, and we are finding matches, playing with matches, and we might set the whole darn place on fire. That's nuclear warfare. They don't want that to happen, and they want us to be better stewards of our climate, the way we treat each other. I think that's very important, that we understand if we see them, if they present ourselves, we'll understand that, hey, you know, our differences as humans on this planet, just because of skin color, of where you were born and how much money you have, that will all disappear. That will all disappear. And I want that to disappear, because then we will become enlightened, our consciousness will be raised, and we will have the potential of being a space-faring planet to join them in the peaceful exploration of space, to join them. And that's a Star Trek kind of vision, but I'm a big Star Trek fan, and I hope that that is what's going to occur.
The Paranormal Chick here. Take a look at this crazy video. These witnesses captured this in Kentucky on September 20th, 2023. They were driving about 3 a.m. when they encountered what they are calling a UFO over a field. Whatever it is, it's massive and extremely lit up. Could this truly be a UFO, or did they misidentify it? You tell me.
What is
I'm taking
that?
a fucking video.
All right, you ready? What the hell?
Look.
Yeah, I see it. I have no
What
fucking clue.
the fuck?
What the actual fuck is that? Look, it's dead ahead.
Yeah.
It was over there in the field. I don't know if we need to go any further or not now. I was joking about making contact. I told y'all I'm an unidentified object. I can't believe they'd be here.
Unbelievable footage of a baby alien.
This has been all over TikTok about how NASA may have found and accidentally killed life on Mars 50 years ago. Here's what happened. In 1976, two of NASA's crafts, Viking 1 and 2, successfully landed on Mars. This was the United States' first landing on the surface, beaten out by the Soviet Union, who reached it 5 years earlier. The mission was to take photos of the surface and collect samples. According to NASA, the results at the time were confusing. They didn't fully comprehend the chemical activity in the soil, which kind of makes sense because this was their first time seeing it. But ultimately, they decided whatever they were looking at wasn't life. Now, one astrobiologist has published this article saying, let's take another look at those Viking samples. Hoorah. Because here's how the testing on Mars worked. The landers took a scoop of the soil, put it in a container, and added water. The water had nutrients and radioactive carbon because the idea was that if there was life in there, it should metabolize the nutrients and emit a gas that could be detected by the landers. This astrobiologist is saying, Mars is dry. If life evolved here, it would probably drown from that much water. The tests may have been flawed from the beginning. He did not say that we discovered life on Mars. What he's saying is that we should take another look at the samples, since we've learned so much about Mars since the 1970s, and dedicate a future mission to the singular purpose of searching for life by using various techniques to test for it.
The US government has photographic evidence that aliens exist.
The image was of something that I am not able to attach to any human capability.
For those confused, the US government had a hearing essentially confirming that aliens exist today. Now, during this hearing, there was a lot revealed, such as the fact that the government apparently has photographic evidence of aliens. They also apparently had a multi-decade program where they collected and tried to reverse engineer crashed UFOs. There's also allegedly been non-human biologics collected by the government, many sightings of strange objects in the sky, and apparently sightings of UFOs are not rare whatsoever and happen essentially every single day. Now, there's even more to all this that cannot be discussed in public, but will be further discussed behind closed doors, so I guess we may or may not ever hear about that. But just what we heard today is absolutely mind-blowing. And if all of this is true, that means that the government has been trying to hide all of this from us for decades.
If you're going to go deep in the rabbit hole, there's like the grays that everybody talks about, and then there's another thing called the tall whites the people have described them, they almost look like Scandinavian or something like that, like pale skin. Some alien life is probably, 100,000 years ahead of us, 700,000 years ahead of us, 1,000,000 years ahead of us. But some alien life is probably millions and millions of years ahead of us. They probably don't want to fuck with us anymore. But I bet that intelligence reaches that moment where you can join the intergalactic hive of minds. And the civilization reaches some insane harmony with the very universe itself.
Right.
That's probably where it goes if you don't blow yourself up.
Was this an alien caught on camera? A man is driving down the road when a humanoid creature darts in front of his vehicle. The creature has a grayish colored body and a large head, resembling descriptions of gray aliens.
You know it's fucked up when the government comes out and says there's actually fucking aliens, and 90% of people are so fucking burnt out just trying to survive they don't give a flying fuck about it.
I was watching this documentary today. It's a new James Fox documentary about a UFO landing in Brazil in 1996. Holy shit, it's incredible. I had no idea that there's a city called Varginha in Brazil, and in 1996, according to everyone who was there, according to medical records of people who were there, they blocked off, the military came in, cordoned off the area, they recovered a crashed UFO. And there was living creatures that people came in contact with. And one of them was this tiny little thing that this guy carried. And he carried it to wherever they were going to examine it. And when he carried it, he got whatever was on its skin. It had like a slippery kind of skin. It got into his body and infected him. And he wound up with this horrible general infection. He wound up dying. His body shut down. His immune system shut down. His body didn't know what the fuck to do with this alien thing that he was interacting with. There's real records of this guy contacting this thing, grabbing it, carrying it in. All these people witnessed it, and then this guy winds up with this insane infection shortly there afterwards. That's all documented too, all of his medical records.
Proof they are hiding mermaids and aliens. Watch.
Recently, I saw an alien laying on the beach surrounded by government officials, like an underwater alien base. Notice the circular structure deep underwater with an opening in the center. When viewed from land, we can see what looks like a UFO, right above the alien base. When we take a closer look at the underwater alien base, we can see that there is a 27-foot opening.
I was scrolling on Facebook yesterday and I saw this. So everyone is pretending like the aliens didn't visit us yesterday in Southeast H-Town. And I was like, what? I'm going to show you the video right now, but the fact is that
this footage is causing people to freak out. In 2010, a family from England was growing increasingly concerned for their mother's mental well-being. She said she had memories of an alien abduction and they basically thought she was crazy. So to humor her, they set up a camera in their bedroom, and what they found is quite shocking. After a few nights of things seeming normal, their mother woke up claiming to have had another experience. So they checked the cameras. You can see the mother here resting in the sheet, and what happens in a few moments is pretty unexplainable. It gets even weirder. This happened over the course of a few minutes, so I've sped up the video.
पागली चुड़ा लेवल लड़की तो है बे आगे थोड़ा चल 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 ना कुछ होता है रिकॉर्ड कर भी नहीं रिकॉर्ड
Nope, this is no longer a fake video, and the US is about to be greeted by non-humans. Former Air Force official David has just whistleblown UFOs and their existence being real in court, and what will happen next is terrifying. The idea of the US being taken over by aliens is no longer just a movie plot. David claimed the many years he has tried to come forward about UFO existence, he received brutal and painful retaliation from the government, and when the other officials came out, they suddenly disappeared from Earth. David claimed that the government has been aware of non-human human activities since the 1930s. Several of the UFOs have been recovered and taken in by the US. And within the many UFOs, the government has been able to confirm non-human biology in them. David describes the UFOs as a clear ship with a cube in the middle of it, and what was once thought to be edited, if you go through several recorded footage from pilots and citizens, we will start to see a cube-shaped UFO in the footage. So many wonder now, does this mean that we will see aliens on Earth soon, and does this open the government to do more public testing now that this is no longer a secret?
Did you know that in the ancient biblical text of the Book of Enoch, there's vivid descriptions of multiracial aliens called Anunnaki, who went against God and slept with the daughters of men, and they bore great giant offspring? Enoch, who was the great-grandfather of biblical Noah, also known as Zisudra, recounts Noah being albino with blue eyes, and a son of Enki, the Sumerian water god. Interestingly, the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD chose to exclude this book from the Bible due to its detailed accounts of encounters with alien beings known as the Anunnaki, who interacted with our ancient ancestors. Today, we're going to reveal the complete historical records from the Book of Enoch and the Lost Book of Enki, shedding light on these events from ancient times. Enoch, a righteous and just man favored by the Lord God Enki, described a time before the first great flood. He witnessed extraordinary events, such as being taken up into the sky in a burning disc or chariot, where he saw the earth as a massive sphere, which in modern terms, this could be interpreted as an experience of being on a spaceship, viewing the planet Earth from beyond its atmosphere. During Enoch's time, humanity was peaceful, offering rituals and sacrifices to both their god and gods. Ritually, these gods accepted the offerings and stored them for later use, thus no longer needing to farm or grow their own food on this planet. The humans could do it for them. Enki, a compassionate, wise but lustrous water god, was left in charge of Earth after his brother Enlil was away off planet. He held great affection for human men and also the daughters they produced. This led to him having relations with Lamech's wife, Betanos. Lamech, the grandson of Enoch, was driven and overjoyed to hear the birth of a son from Betanos. Little did he know the great shock that awaited him. The following verse from Book of Enoch 105 reads, "After a time, my son Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech. She became pregnant by him and brought forth a child, the flesh of which was as white as snow and red as a rose, the hair of whose head was white like wool and long, and whose eyes were beautiful. When he opened them, he illuminated all the house, like the sun. The whole house abounded with light. And when he was taken from the hand of the midwife, opening also his mouth, he spoke to the Lord of righteousness. Then Lamech his father was afraid of him, and flying away came to his own father Methuselah, and said, I have begotten a son, unlike to other children. He is not human, but resembling the offspring of the angels of heaven, is of a different nature from ours, being altogether unlike to us." Enoch's depiction in this passage reveals that Noah, also known as Zisudra, possessed the distinctive trait of being an albino. He bore striking physical resemblances to some of messengers and deities, commonly referred to as the Anunnaki. This uniqueness set him apart from other humans, as the descendants of Adam had a dark skin complexion during this time.
3 horrible things said by astronauts. The last one is really horrible. Number 3. UFO formations. During his time alone in space, NASA astronaut Gordon witnessed something extraordinary. Gordon reported encountering a significant formation of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, during a flight in 1951. Furthermore, during a NASA mission in 1964, he also observed a remarkable fast-moving green light. Number 2. The snakes of space. Story Musgrave is one of NASA's most respected astronauts. During 2 of his 6 flights, Musgrave reported encountering peculiar creatures known as space snakes, measuring approximately 2 meters in length. He claimed that one of these serpentine beings even followed him for a significant period. Many speculate that this intriguing observation could serve as evidence for the existence of extraterrestrial life in the vast expanse of space. Number 1. They're watching us. When Neil Armstrong embarked on his historic visit to the moon, an intriguing incident unfolded. During his live broadcast on American television, the transmission was unexpectedly interrupted for a brief period. In those mysterious moments, Armstrong cryptically stated that there were other spacecraft present on the lunar surface, intently observing their activity.
Bob Lazar tried telling us long ago, but nobody believed him. What now?
Scientist Bob Lazar is convinced that the technology he saw being tested at a secret base in the Nevada desert is of alien origin, and for Lazar, the proof is at least partially in the furniture. One of the 9 flying discs he says he saw at the base, which was designated S4, looks exactly like this UFO photographed in Europe. Lazar called it the sport model.
I gave everything simple names. There's the top hat one, and the Jello mold, and the sport model operated, without any hitches at all. I mean, it looked new. If I know what a new flying saucer looks like. One of them looked like it was hit with some sort of projectile. It had a large hole in the bottom and a large hole in the top with the metal bent out, like some sort of, large caliber 4 or 5 inch projectile had gone through it.
Even before he saw the sport model operate, Lazar says, he suspected that the ship came from somewhere else. The realization slapped him in the face the first time he glimpsed the inside of the disc.
I got to look inside, and it had really small chairs, and I think that was the first confirmation I had. That was just a shocking thing, because every time before that I was able to label it, well, this is just a little advance that a group of scientists had formed, and they're keeping it secret, and yeah, we could have built a big disc like that, that's no problem, and we could have adapted these to make it fly, but why does it have little furniture inside, essentially little seats, and things began to click together just all too fast.
A few of the discs had been completely dismantled to find out how they worked, Lazar says, but others were fully operational. A Japanese TV network created this animated version of Lazar's story after his first interview with us aired in May. Lazar says the dramatization is similar to a test flight he witnessed.
The bottom of it glowed blue and began to hiss like high voltage does on a round sphere. It's my impression that the reason that they're round and have no sharp edges is to contain the high voltage. Like if you've seen in high voltage systems, the insulators, things are round or else you get a corona discharge. In either case, it began to hiss. It's in high voltage, and it lifted off the ground quietly, except with that little hiss in the background, and then that stopped as soon as it reached about 20-30 feet.
Lazar says the test of the sport model was a short one, that it made only a few moves before setting back down. He didn't see who was actually flying the craft, but was very impressed nonetheless.
Well, there's no action-reaction system to it. There's no, like in a jet engine, exhaust gas being thrown out, no propeller, no noise. It's just, for all intents and purposes, magic.